Okay, here's your quiz, and I am going to help with a few things. Question number 1, that is right, a garage. The reason why it's a garage is because there are poisons, there are fertilizers, there is lots of tools that do not have safety items on them. So a garage is the most dangerous. Come back at me. Number 2, that's right. Everything applies except for the existence of a fast food restaurant nearby. So we really want to have a field trip that is about health, about location. You want bathrooms. You should be bringing your own healthy food. So everything is marked except for that one. Okay, number 3. Number 3, that's right, you get to mark absolutely every single one of them. So we have to keep children safe during a disaster, in the middle of the disaster. If they're injured after the disaster, you have to contact parents, you have to care for children in the days following the emergency, if they're a little bit nervous or worried. So all of those things need to be in your plan. Okay. Here we go. Number 4, question number 4. The components of treating an injured children after an emergency or disaster, then you really want to have, you have to have a first aid kit that is locked. You have to have your blankets. You have to have health information. The reason why it's have one phone number is not the right answer. It's because you should have at least 2 phone numbers. You're not allowed to just have one phone number. So that is wrong because you need to have more than one phone number. Okay. Question number 5. All right. So, mark all that apply. You want to do maintenance repairs on your vehicle before it becomes a problem. And you also want to plan for a utility shut off. You're supposed to fill up your gas tank before it is empty, so that doesn't count. And you also are to have a clear evacuation, 2 clear evacuation locations, not just 1. That's the reason why those 2 are not marked. Okay, I think I'm on question number 6. Next question for you. You want to secure heavy objects to the wall, though it's not necessarily to keep a list of the objects that are secured. And so really it's the concept of what do you have to keep, and you don't have to keep a list of that. So 2 emergency routes, your routes do have to be posted, and okay. Number 7, I think that's our question. You need to have fire extinguishers and smoke detectors that are tested regularly. Usually regularly means daylight savings time, about twice a year is when you're supposed to be doing that. But both of them, a lot of people don't think you have to test a fire extinguisher, but you do. And you should do that pretty much like twice a year type thing. Okay, next question. Lock the toilet lid in a closed position so it can be safe. You want to keep all chemical cleaners out of reach. You're going to lower that hot water temperature so that they will avoid having burns. Let's see, facial products can be dangerous. You definitely need to lock it in a closed position, the toilet not an open position. You want to keep the windows being closed. They don't need to be closed at all. So we just, there should be a screen on them, but that's not necessary. Again, most dangerous place in the house is the garage. The place baby gates at the entrance of the kitchen is a great way to, mark all of the safety measures you would take before you to better protect children in the kitchen. Let me change this. Looks like it's not right. Trash is you want to lock up some sharp objects. I don't know why it's not saying that. Okay, here we go. Trash is dangerous, and that is why there were some of them that weren't marked, and I just had to fix that in there. But yes, that is the reason why you don't want the trash to be. Food can spoil in it, so you have salmonella, you could have sharp objects, a lot of different things. It's mostly the spoiled food that a child would put in their mouth that they would get sick for, so that is the biggest concern with that. The poison control number in the next is you've got that going on. The most common cause for death of a child over 1 is an accident in a car accident. That's just straight facts. This rating scale, it's the rating scale that we use in our class that we just did, are tools used by child care professionals to determine the quality of the child care environment. So we're really trying to determine what the quality of the environment is, ventilation, size of furniture, vision of sight to see what colors are on the wall, and cultural things are on the wall. So all of those things, all the things you just did in your group work, that's what we're talking about here. So it's really about the quality of the environment. Okay, mark all the design factors. It is all of the above. You want to think about comfort, child side, flexibility, health. We covered that in your group project. Okay, clean and well organized means that it's safer for children, it's easier for them to play, and it's nicer for them to look like. I think that's a no-brainer, doesn't need a lot of explanation. Next question. The recommendation for basic supply kit will include a flashlight and extra batteries. The recommended items are 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 3 days. Food is to have at least 3 days of a food supply of non-perishable food. Battery powered and hand crank radio to have it, a first aid kit, whistle, a dust mask, a manual can opener for you to be able to open it, a cell phone charger, garbage bags, pliers, something in order there's something you have to get into or cut or work with. So those are the options. That's right, in our child safety video, you want to, if there's no railing, that is a problem on the stairs. If a child eats grass or they get stung by a bee, that's really, I mean, it's not great for them, but this isn't something that's a hazard. It's not something that the county's going to write you up for if that happens. But if a child gets burned by a barbecue, you'll get written up. If a child falls downstairs, you're going to get written up. So that's kind of what we always want to keep the child safe together, but we're looking about like what would the county think your location is unsafe for. That's what we're working on. Okay, we're at the last question now. What 2 changes would you make to improve a children's safety within the yard? You could put a safety latch on a jacuzzi cover. Drowning is always a question, always. And then again, if you don't want to be burned by the barbecue, moving it, you don't want to make sure anything tips over, any of those things. We don't want to spray chemicals anywhere because you're adding more chemicals for a child to soak up. And also, because eating grass is not an issue, we don't need to keep children away from the grass. So that is that. Yay! I hope you are having fun with Prabha today, and I will talk to you later. Bye.